Welcome to HawkStack Technologies. If you are new here, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. In this video, we will explore three methods to assign an IP address on an RHEL9 server using the command line tool NMCLI or manually creating a connection file and attach it to the network interface. One more method is by using NMTUI, a text-based user interface. So let's get started. I have three RHEL9 server 1, server 2, and server 3. Server 1 has one network interface card and server 2 has two network interface cards. Additionally, server 3 has one interface card. These servers are physically connected to each other. Now we will assign the following IP address. On server 1, we will assign 20.0.0.1. On server 2, we will assign 20.0.0.2 to the first interface and 30.0.0.1 to the second interface. On server 3, we will assign the IP address 30.0.0.2. To assign these IP addresses, we need to create a connection file for each interface. Each connection file contains the necessary configurations, including the IP addresses, gateway, and DNS IP. Although we can create multiple connection files for a single interface, but only one connection file can be attached to an interface at a time. Now let's move to the command line and see how to configure these IP addresses using the NMCLI command. So here you can see that I have some interfaces which already have some IP addresses like LO, that is loopback, which contain 127.0.0.1, ENP0S3, which contain 10.0.2.15, and ENP0S8, which is having 192.168.0.128. I have one interface which is actually up, but it doesn't contain any IP address. So let's assign the static IP address first. So for this, I will execute NMCLI connection, add, and connection name. So I can give any name. So here I'm going to choose static because I'm going to provide static IP address. For which interface? For the interface ENP0S9. So this is a simple name. You can define any name here. If I will see, the type of that particular interface is Ethernet, and the interface name that I am creating this or I am assigning the IP address is for ENP0S9. So from here we can execute IP4 address, and as per our instructions we will go and assign 20.0.0.1 by 24. This will be my IP address. I want to assign gateway as well. For gateway, I am assigning here 20.0.0.254. Now, as soon as we execute the command, and we'll verify that the IP address has been assigned. So if someone need to know that this IP address is a static IP address or a dynamic one, so they can execute IP addr show and name of the interface. So if you copy and paste here, so here in between the global and no prefix, there is nothing. If there, that from here we can identify that this is a static IP address. So if you want to create a dynamic IP address for that interface as well, so what we can do, we can create one more connection file with the name of dynamic, and I will give IPv4 dot method is auto. But before that, we need to define the type for which type of interface we are creating this connection file. So type is Ethernet, and I will define for which interface I am creating this particular connection file. So the interface is, in our case, the same enp0s9. Now I have created that one more connection file for enp0s9. So currently we have two connection files for one single interface. So we'll execute nmcli connection show. If I will execute this command, you can see that I have one connection file that name is static underscore enp0s9 and another one is dynamic enp0s9. So the dynamic is not currently attached with that particular interface. Currently, static underscore enp0s9 is attached to that device. So that is why that particular device is getting an IP address from that particular static connection file. So if you want that interface should get a dynamic IP address, so simply what I will do, I will execute nmcli connection up and name of the connection. So as soon as I will up that particular connection, here you can see that IP, BR, ADDR. Now that particular interface getting IP address from DHCP. How would I confirm this? If I will execute IP ADDR show ENP0S9, so here you can see that now in between the global and no prefix, I am able to get dynamic word. So that dynamic means that this particular interface is getting IP address from a DHCP machine. Now move to the next server. For server 2, we will use a method that creating a connection file manually. So in RHEL9, there is a location where we'll get all our connection files. So it is in ls-l etc network manager and system connections. Here you can see that there are already some existing connection files are there. So in this machine, I have two more interfaces are which are don't have any IP address, right? So what we are going to do, we will create connection file for both of these interfaces and assign IP address to them. So the first method, what I will do, I will copy etc network manager system connection and enp0 s8 connection file and create a copy in the same location. Simply I will copy and paste, but I will change the interface name here for my reference. So I'm creating this connection file for enp0 s9 which don't have IP address right now. So once the copy has been done, so what I will do, I will edit that particular file. So here I will assign the ID that is 9. I don't need this value right now. I will remove this. Type is Ethernet. Interface, for which interface I am creating this connection file, it is for 9. Timestamp, I don't need it. So here you can see that according to the configuration, this particular interface will get IP address from a DHCP server. It's fine for me. I will show you how to assign the static IP address as well. So let's save it and check the permission. This file should have only read and write permission to the owner, and you need to take care that root should be the owner and also that particular file belong to the root group. So once that we confirmed it, so now we will execute nmcli connection reload command. So once we reload it, we will execute ipbr addr. So now you can see that my ENP0S9 is able to get the IP addresses. So another method that we have, we want to create a static IP address. So for this, I'm going to create connection file for ENP0S10. I'm going to edit that particular file and will make some changes here. The first, I will change the ID. I don't want this particular UUID right now. I don't need timestamp. In IPv4 method, I will assign And we need to take care about the interface as well, because we are creating this connection file for S10. Now I can go and make changes in the IPv4 section. Here I will put address 1, and I want to assign the address 30.0.0.2 with the subnet mask of, or the CIDA value will be by 24. I will define the gateway. Gateway will be 30.0.0.254. And if you want to define DNS, you can simply define DNS here and assign the IP address. So we are not working with the DNS right now. So we will mention method equal to manual. Fine. So let's save this document and just verify. I know that it will be remains the same, but let's verify that this particular connection file should have only read and write permission to the owner, and we'll see that the group is attached to this, root group is attached to this particular interface. Now we simply execute nmcli connection reload. We will execute -br. Now you can see that the IP address has been assigned. So let's make some changes, because as per our diagram, we want that our interface enp0s9 should have 20.0.0.2 IP address. So let's do it. Let's make some changes here as well. We will assign IP address manually here. Right, we don't want DHCP. So here I will mention address 1 equal to 20.0.0. It will be 2 by 24, and the gateway is equal to 20.0.0.254, and method is equal to manual. That's all. Here I will save it, nmcli connection reload. Let's have a check. EDDR show. So still I am getting that IP address. So what should I can do? nmcli connection down, enp0s9, and again I can make it up, enp0s9. So let's have a look. Now that interface is getting IP address 20.0.0.2. Now let's move to the third server. On server 3, we will use nmtui command. Here we executed the nmtui command. We need to select edit a connection. We'll go and add a connection. It is an Ethernet type. Here we will give the connection file name. So here I'm going to define static enp0s9. So the device that the IP address I am going to configure for, it is enp0s9. Now I want to configure the IP address. Here from automatic I will select manual and show. So further I will add the address that I want. It is 30.0.0.2 and it is by 24. Now we'll define gateway. It is 30.0.0.254. It's enough for us right now. So you simply go and click on OK. So here you can see that my connection file is built. Now I will go back and I will press OK. Sorry, I will go back and we will quit it. So now if I will execute IPBR ADDR, you can see that the IP address has been assigned. That's all for the day. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to HawkStack Technology for more content. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.